I'm Sally Horchow, and this is Very Good Looking, where you can find taste every day. Ever since I learned to write, my mom had me writing thank you notes for every gift I received. And not just those kid thank you notes. She required me to be thoughtful and personal and specific with each one. And that was a really good lesson at the time, even though I hated it. But now I have my own guidelines for writing the perfect thank you note, which I'll tell you about after we talk to my friend Marc Friedland, whose company Marc Friedland Couture Communications has been creating every fabulous envelope in Hollywood, including last year's And the Oscar Goes To envelope. Let's see what Marc has to say about the perfect thank you note and its content. Marc, what is your recipe for the perfect thank you note?
Well, that's a tough question, Sally. I think the perfect recipe for any thank you note is really just to make it real, to make it authentic, to make it from the heart. But the way I like thinking about it is, how is it going to make the other person feel?
So you need to kind of take a moment before you sit down to put pen to paper.
If you get kind of caught up in not knowing what to say, just take a couple of minutes, just reflect on how the gift made you feel. Even if you don't like the gift, you can still think about the generosity of the person. But I think the most part is, and especially if you're writing a lot of thank you notes for, let's say, a shower or a wedding, just try not to make them so generic.
Well, my mother never let me write the same thank you note twice at Christmas time, for example. She really stressed that you should be original in each one. I just received 2 thank you notes from my twin nieces who are 9, and they just turned 9, and it's just so funny to see how they did things differently. And talking about content of thank you notes, one said, "Thank you so much for the video games. I use them a lot. Thanks again, Fiona." And then Sabrina says, "Aunt Sally, thank you for the video games," spelled wrong. "They're so much fun," spelled wrong. But it's so cute because she made a picture of the Pokemon game. So I would never scold her for misspelling.
No, not at all. Any, expression of their handwritten thoughts, I think, is monumental. I have twin nephews, and one is very poetic in his writing, and the other is just, like your niece, just straight to the point. In case you're not a great writer, don't hesitate to pick up a quotation from somebody that inspires you or that you think reflects the person that you're writing to. And I think that's another really good point. Think about the person that you're writing to.
Of course.
Rather than just doing it as an obligatory task of getting something out the door.
I would like to thank you for taking the time to sit down with me.
And I want to thank you back for thanking me for thanking you.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Marc. Okay. So here are my guidelines to write the perfect thank you note. I like to use an acronym, APE. A is for anecdote. Try to use an anecdote when you're talking about the gift that you got or the night that you had. I had the best time. Tell something specific. P, personal. Be specific and personal to why it's the best gift for you or why it was so thoughtful of them to give it to you. E, expressive. I love to use writing a thank you note as an excuse to express my friendship to the person. I love spending time with you. Let's do it again soon. So whatever you do, just write a thank you note. Anything you say will be appreciated. And that is very good looking.